The biggest names from across the world are here in New Delhi. It is a weekend of serious talk, diplomacy and big deals. The G20 Summit is underway. A string of bilaterals have been happening on the sidelines. As the day one of the G20 Summit comes to an end, India's Prime Minister held a bilateral meeting with the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The leaders discussed ways to bolster India-Italy partnership in domains such as trade, investment, commerce, defence and security. The Indian Prime Minister also met the UAE's President on the sidelines and thanked Mohammed bin Zayed for his presence at the summit. Earlier today, the Indian Prime Minister also held a bilateral meeting with Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Both leaders discussed India's G20 presidency and Japan's G7 presidency. Leaders agreed to enhance cooperation in commerce, connectivity and other sectors. They even talked about deepening cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, while also discussing ways to highlight the voice of the Global South. The Indian Prime Minister also held a bilateral with his British counterpart Rishi Sunak. Talking to X earlier, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said, G20 leaders are meeting at a time of enormous challenges and the world is looking to the G20 once again to provide leadership.
Pleased India in the final communique have ensured that there is strong language highlighting that impact and calling on Russia to stop attacking civilian infrastructure in Ukraine, that is stopping grain being exported and to restore the Black Sea Grain Initiative.
He will also hold a bilateral with Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Earlier on Friday, India's Prime Minister held a bilateral meet at his residence with President Joe Biden. The leaders talked about the importance of the Quad for a free and open Indo-Pacific. President Biden lauded India's presidency for the G20 and the recent success of India's space missions. He also reiterated its support for India's bid for permanent membership of UN Security Council collaboration on critical technologies like 5G and 6G networks. The two leaders agreed to continue to work on transforming the India-US strategic partnership across all dimensions. A joint statement was released by the White House after the meeting. This is President Biden's first visit to India as the United States President. Prime Minister Modi also held a meeting with Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the Mauritian Prime Minister Parvin Kumar Jugnauth. Prime Minister Modi agreed to boost ties in various sectors including connectivity, culture and people-to-people ties with his Bangladesh counterpart. While talks with the Mauritian leader covered cooperation in areas like infrastructure, fintech and culture, Prime Minister Modi reiterated India's commitment to raise concerns of the Global South on the platform. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.